to be in with this animal. Alright, remember, it was really exciting though, right? Anyhow, back to the teeth. So if there is a problem, the vet can look at the animal just like we're doing right now. They can inspect it and see what they have to do. For his sister Alexis, we gave her a course of antibiotics. Once that was done, we called in a special carnivore dentist who actually sedated her for a dentistry, and we were able to save most of that canine there. Only about half of it had to go. We can take really good care of them here in captivity. Now that may look really cute. You're like, oh, so cute, he rolls around. No. That's a very, very submissive position. Basically, a big predator like this does not like to put himself in a vulnerable position like that. That means he can be easily attacked. But he does trust that Mary is only going to look at him and not poke him or harm him. And he does feel actually safe with this fence line here. He knows we can't go through it to invade his territory. And likewise, we feel the same. So it's kind of a win-win situation here. So he will allow himself to be put in a vulnerable position as long as he gets rewarded for it. Now the whistle that Mary is blowing is like saying the word good. So like when you're training your dog or cat at home, you probably say good dog or good cat or whatever their name is. It's the same thing, but all of us sound different, and the whistle always sounds the same. We keep it consistent with the whistle. It's also known as what we call a bridge. A bridge is the command, which right there is a head target. He's got to put his head there, with the treat that will follow soon thereafter. Now sometimes the treat falls off the stick, we can't get it from fast enough, but if the tigers heard the whistle, they know the treat is on the way. The treat consists of a little bit of a meatball, raw meat. We use horse meat here to feed all of our carnivores. It's less fatty than beef. It's a better source of protein for them. And of course we use a feed stick, because just like your dog at home or your cat, sometimes they overshoot their bite and they take a treat. Yeah. Here you'll lose a finger and we don't want to do that. So we keep it nice and safe. Can you hear him making those little grumbly sounds? You guys got the full package today. This is awesome. Now the blue target is to look at the feet. Very important that we look at the nails also on a daily basis, because as they get older, the possibility of ingrown toenails. They don't exercise them as much as they should as they get older. So you have to keep on top of that. When that happens, if we have them stand up with their feet against the mesh, we can use clippers to clip the nails while someone is entertaining them with some food. We want to use 2 people for that process. Yeah. And obviously you need a really tall keeper to help with that as well. So he's doing a great job. He's doing everything that's asked of him, which is wonderful. He can be a bit of a diva. There are many, many days in summer it's too hot. Doesn't feel like working. That is up to him. Today's actually a nice cool day. Now what Mary's asked him to do is a little extra. She asked him to go to his spin toy, his ball, and spin it. And if he does it correctly, the whistle was just blown, and he gets a little extra reward there. And get a piece of chicken. That is awesome. Yep, bones and all, not a problem, because it's raw chicken, so it won't splinter. But also those canines are about 2 to 3 inches long and about an inch as wide as diameter. They're used just to basically cut through the chicken. And if you know house cats, you know they basically swallow their food whole, or smaller bite-sized pieces. So this isn't going to be a problem for him. Obviously, no one's going to cut up his dinner in the wild, so it'd be the same idea. Alright, and now for an extra bonus, since it's being so good today, she's going to attempt to send him to this little pool toy. That log sticking out of the ground is a fake log, has a spring attached to it, a little fake piece hanging on the end there. We have a similar apparatus behind you folks over there. You can kind of test and see how strong you are. The tiger's supposed to go over and paw on it or pull at it as hard as they can. If he does it correctly, he will get one of his most favorite treats, a little bloodsicle. Essentially, it's the blood left over from the dinner meat frozen into a little form, tiger popsicle. And he loves this no matter what time of year. So let's see if he'll go over. And there's been some confusion. He hasn't been on this exhibit for quite some time, because we generally exhibit our Amber cubs, but we have to give the adults some time to do it as well. So yep, there's the confusion. He's like, what, you want this toy? Mary's going to be consistent and firm, though, like you should whenever you're training an animal or your dog. And stick with the same command. You don't want to confuse them. So she's going to be consistent and firm. So, nope, I want you over there pulling that pull toy.
There you go, Sasha.
Okay. That was kind of a weak aspect, but at least the confusion now is done. He did understand that's where you want me to go, so he's going to get a report. However, if there's a behavior that he does like that, it's not acceptable. You simply ignore it. And that works well with your children at home. They do something you don't like, just ignore them, eventually they'll stop. This is going to take a little bit of work. We're going to have all summer to work on this. Now, if he insists on being confusing or not doing what Mary wants him to do, then the next step, not only to ignore it, is to give him a simple command. We can always end it on a positive note. So it's up to Mary to decide just how far she needs to push him. Every animal will train to their ability depending on the trainer. Some trainers, they know they can really push the envelope, because they know they're kind of spoiled by certain trainers. Other trainers won't accept certain things. So it's really a unique kind of balance there between trainer and animal. Alright, that's exactly what Mary did. She knows at this point he's a little frustrated, he's not really getting it. She gave him a simple command, just stand up, so you can get your reward. But again, you want to end it on a positive note when you're training. That will ensure that the animal will want to come back voluntarily and work with you next time. If you use negativity or you use basically kind of like scolding or reprimanding with exotic animals, there's no way we can get them to come back voluntarily. With your dog and cat's a little bit different, but not with these guys. Alright, so he's in a mood. Yep. And again, what you're seeing is all natural, basically, behavior. This is why we don't go in with them, because you don't know. He seemed pretty nice in the beginning, didn't he? Kind of docile. Oh, I want to go over and pet him. And then he does this. Yeah. So that's why we keep it very, very safe. Just a couple other tiger facts. These guys are found in places like Russia, northern China, northern Korea. They live in a wooded habitat, but picture maybe a little more pine trees, like again, cold climate animals. You've been over to the other side, you saw our Malayan tigers. Those are considered warm climate tigers. They have shorter fur, they're darker in color. These guys have a lot of white to help them blend in with the wintry conditions. But all tigers like water. They're considered excellent swimmers. That's why they have a pool on the other side. Fish if they want to eat them. Over here we have mud wilds. That's where Sasha likes to hang out. And he's done with us. So I guess we're